time for Major League Baseball on the AFRTS Parade of Sports. Hello again, everyone. This is Ken Allen of AFRTS Sports in Washington. And today from Yankee Stadium, it's the New York Yankees and the Boston Red Sox. And we'll be joining Ned Martin and Jim Woods of the Boston Radio Network for all the action of today's game in just a moment. This broadcast is authorized under rights granted by the Yankees and the Red Sox and is intended solely for the entertainment of the AFRTS listening audience. Any publication, rebroadcast, or other use of the description and accounts of this game without the express written permission of Boston and New York is prohibited. Well, to say things have not been going well for Boston would probably be one of the classic understatements in baseball. What has happened is the New York Yankees, at the expense of the Red Sox, are making one of the most dramatic comebacks in Major League Baseball history. Of course, that comeback won't be complete unless the Yankees are in first place at the end of the season. But what has happened is that New York has come back from 14 games off the pace as early as in June or so, further along actually than that. But the point is this: New York on July 4th was trailing by 9 games. At no time in the history of the American League has a team been more than 6.5 games off the pace on July 4th and have come back to win a pennant. But the Boston Red Sox continue to tailspin. The New York Yankees continue to win. And so, with these two teams facing each other in a crucial 3-game weekend series, the Yankees find themselves a game and a half in front of the Red Sox in the American League's East Division. And the Yankees will be going with their ace, manager Bob Lemon, holding Ron Guidry out of the rotation for a day so he could face the Red Sox in the opening game of this 3-game series. Guidry, with the best record in the major leagues at this point in the season, the only 20-game winner in the major leagues at this point, 21 wins and 2 losses. He'll be on the mound against the Boston Red Sox, Louis Tiant, who has had a so-so season, 10 wins and 7 losses. But Louis performs well in big games, and the Red Sox hope he can perform well at Yankee Stadium Friday night. Okay, let's go to Yankee Stadium, and here is Jim Woods.
Crowd is all standing now. Just a moment. We will have the anthem. You can hardly hear the words of public address announcer Bob Shepard. But now, ladies and gentlemen, the recorded voice of Mr. Robert Merrill and our national anthem. Back in a moment with Guidry's first pitch.
One game has already been completed in Major League Baseball. Mike Phillips' 2-out, 3-run homer capped a 5-run 12th inning, which gave the St. Louis Cardinals a 6-2 victory over Chicago, and that's their first win in 13 tries against the Cubs this season. The Cardinal outburst hung the 8th loss of the season against 8 wins for reliever Bruce Sutter, who worked 2 2/3 innings and was charged with all 5 of the 12th inning runs. Mark Littell, the 5th Cardinal pitcher, worked 2 innings and got his 3rd win against 8 defeats. George Hendrick led off the St. Louis 12th with a double, and after Ted Simmons was walked intentionally, Keith Hernandez was walked to fill the bases. Kenny Reed singled to score Hendrick, and Simmons scored on Sutter's wild pitch. Sutter struck out Tony Scott for the 2nd out before Phillips homer into the right field bleachers. The Cards' first run came in the 2nd when Hernandez walked, and reached. Terry Kennedy and Mike Tyson followed with singles. Dave Kingman tied the game in the 7th with his 26th home run. Okay, let's go to Yankee Stadium.
67 degrees here in New York at game time, and we just had more distressing news. Tom Berkmeyer, who has pitched an excellent relief ball against the Yankees on many occasions, has been taken to a hospital here in New York with stomach problems. So, Ned Martin, just one more cross to bear.
It certainly is, because except in one game this year, Berkmeyer has been one of the best Red Sox pitchers in effectiveness against the Yankees. I don't know what the diagnosis is other than what they say, just stomach problems. It's enough serious enough to send him to the hospital for observation. Rick Burleson stands in, hitting .245, 4 home runs, 45 runs batted in. And this is it, I guess. In the words of the war heroes, over the top, here we go. Game 1 of a really crucial series. Ronald Guidry pitching to Rick Burleson. He's over with the first pitch, called strike 1, and we're underway at Yankee Stadium.
Thought you were going to give him that saddle up and get back in the war.
Yeah, John Wayne stuff. Saddle up and get back in the war. Well, it's a war here, all right. There's a lot of folks here to watch it. There's a ground ball stopped by Guidry at the mound on one hop. Goes to first for the out. Good fielding play by Guidry. The ball was slammed hard toward the middle. Guidry went up from the pitching mound and made the stop. Came down and scooped Burleson out by plenty. All right, there's one quick out. On a good fielding play by the pitcher. Jerry Remy coming up. Remy hitting .270. 2 home runs, 38 runs batted in. In on the grass is Nettles at third, and the fastball is up, ball 1. Nettles a couple of steps in on the grass from the line. The edge of the infield. There's a pitch a little bit high again. Ball 2. Guidry with the fastball and heavy slider. Ground ball right side. Chambliss has it. Runs to the base, and he just beats Remy by a running step. Remy very fast up the line, and Chambliss got a slow start, but made the play alone, and he made the play unassisted. 2 outs quickly. Jim Rice up. Rice hitting .322. 40 home runs, 125 runs batted in. There are just a few more folks here tonight than there were last night in Cleveland. Some folks who bought tickets are not here yet, or else the weather scared them away, though, in the mezzanine section. Ground ball, shortstop. Picked up there by Bucky Dent. Throws Rice out. 1-2-3 inning on ground ball. We go to the bottom of the first, no score.
Well, the big question in sports on this Friday night in about 2 hours or so, is this the last hurrah for Muhammad Ali? Will his bid for a record 3rd winning of the heavyweight title at the Louisiana Superdome expose him as an athletic ancient? Or will he reach back for some lost skills and trim the ears off the young, strong WBA heavyweight champion Leon Spinks? Win or lose, Ali is the story. Spinks a supporting player, although Ali may find other words for that when Leon starts pounding him on the arms. They have made Ali the favorite, the odds makers, not because the odds makers thinks he's the mighty Muhammad of old, but because of the amateur way of Spinks. This will be Leon's 9th pro fight. He took the title from Ali last February in Las Vegas, partly because of his youthful strength and determination, and partly because Muhammad trained for a 5-round fight and had to find himself going 15. Ali worked hard getting ready for the encounter, and there will be no excuses on that score this time. A question to be answered, however, is whether a 36-year-old man can whip himself into top condition no matter how hard he tries. And there are a few other questions to be answered by Ali, who, after all, is the unknown quality and quantity of this particular fight. One is the matter of his right hand, which, as some observers insist, is not up to 15 rounds of hard punching. Ali was never a takeout guy with one punch, despite the sudden ending of some of his fights, but he has to be able to slow up things from time to time with a right cross. Taking his warm-ups in the big game, Louis Chiant.
with a record of 10 wins and 7 losses, and it should be better than that, the way he's pitched this year. Louis has lost some tough games, has not had much batting support overall in games that he has worked. His earned run average is 3.27. Of course, he's going against somebody whose earned run average, Ron Guidry, 1.77. Louis, on the overall picture of the Yankees, 22 wins and 14 losses in his career. No record against them this season. His second start against the Yankees this year. Mickey Rivers first up for New York. Rivers hitting .274. 11 homers, 45 runs batted in. Hobson closed at third. The pitch is in there for a called strike. So it is youth against veteran tonight on the pitching mound. Comparative youth in Ron Guidry. There's a check swing strike by Rivers. He tried to check it but could not. Went through more than halfway, and he is down on the count 0-2. Dave Rozema going for the Detroit Tigers tonight at Cleveland. And it'll be Paul Rushell, who's been pitching well, going for the Indians. Louis' delivery to Rivers, slapped to third, picked up on a hop by Butch Hobson. Almost stumbled a little bit on that, but he had it nicely. A trap hop ball. He went off to his left, got it, and made a good throw over to first. So they get Rivers. Keep him off the bases for an inning anyway. And Randolph is up. Willie Randolph hitting .277. 3 home runs, 39 runs batted in. And he, along with Lou Piniella, who's the on-deck hitter tonight, really did a 1-2 job on the Red Sox in that series at Fenway. They were on base all the time. The pitch to the right-handed hitting Randolph. Goes for it, grounds towards short. Picked up by Burleson. Fires across. 2 out. Randolph grounding out. And both teams are hitting the ball on the ground. Lou Piniella moving in. Piniella batting .319. 5 home runs, 60 RBI. Piniella, most valuable member of this ball club, a very valuable person. Reggie Jackson on deck. Louis spins and throws the curveball high, ball 1. No score in the game, bottom of the first inning. Louis Tiant in the middle of things, winds, and goes to work. Slow curve is up high. Ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes. 310 feet down the right field line. 302 down the left field line. But drifting away quickly to spacious regions in the alleys and in center. There's a fly ball to left field. Jim Rice over toward the line. He's got it. Yankees are down in order. And after 1, there's no score.
Kansas City center fielder Amos Otis circled third base on his 21st home run trot of the season Thursday night and found Oakland pitcher Bob Lacey waiting at home plate for him. Otis had just drilled Lacey's first pitch of the 5th inning, 425 feet into the left field bullpen for the 4th run in the Royals' 5-1 victory over the A's. And Lacey just wanted to shake his hand. He says, nobody has ever hit my changeup like that before. Lacey told Otis, he said, that's the way it's supposed to be hit. He said, I just wanted to shake your hand. Give me 5. Doesn't say whether Otis did it or not, but I guess he probably did. That was the third of 3 hits by the Toward Otis, who has hit in 14 of the last 15 games with 5 homers and 24 RBIs. He has hit .474 during that span to lift his average to .291. But he doesn't want to talk about his surge. He has invoked his annual late-season no-interview policy, and he hasn't talked with reporters about baseball for the past 2 weeks. I'm superstitious, explained Otis. When I stop talking, I start hitting. So, I'm not talking. Otis doesn't need to talk about others anyway. His teammates are more than willing to discuss the brilliant season by the center fielder. His 21 homers are 4 more than he hit last season, and his team-high 89 RBIs are 3 more than he had in 1978, and just 4 short of his career high. The Royals took a 3-0 lead off Oakland starter and loser Steve Renko in the second inning on 5 straight singles by Freddie Patek, Frank White, Steve Braun, George Brett, and Otis.
Carl Yastrzemski leads it off for the Red Sox in the second. He has put things pretty well in the dugout show, talking about the importance, but as you know, professional as he is a very laid-back manner right now, but certainly is probably as high for this game as anybody on the ball club. Just doesn't show it outwardly. The fastball is outside, ball 1.
A professional in every sense of the word, on the field and off.
Yep. Guidry working to Carl, and it's swung on and missed. 1 ball, 1 strike. Yastrzemski hitting .282, 13 home runs, 66 runs batted in. And he certainly, by example, showed his professionalism in the series at Fenway when the Yankees took 4. Played like a kid in left field, is hustling, threw people out. He fouls this one back, a slider, and the count on him is 1 ball, 2 strikes. Says the wrist is a little bit better now. It doesn't pain him or hurt quite so much. He refuses to use anything like that as an excuse. And you don't when you see people like Yastrzemski and Fisk, Thurman Munson. Munson's played hurt most of the year. Got in there tonight. He had hoped to catch tonight, but he's taking it kind of easy. Here's the pitch. Ball outside. 2-2. Big, roaring crowd on every pitch. Ron Guidry into the motion. He throws, strikes Yastrzemski out swinging. First strikeout for Guidry. 1 away. Guidry will challenge here. He'll have the fastball. A lot of times he'll hop out of the strike zone, and other hitters try to make him come down with his pitches a little bit. Take some of those balls that explode and are caught above the strike zone, even though appearing to be in the strike zone when they go across the plate. He also has a wicked slider. Carlton Fisk is batting .292, 20 home runs and 80 runs batted in. Guidry winds and throws, and it's a strike call, overhand fastball on the outside corner. 417 feet to straightaway center. There's a fastball low and in. 1-1. The deepest part is in left center field, 430 feet away to where the bullpens are abutting each other. High pop foul. Maybe room for Mike Heath coming back toward the screen. He's got it. Oh, he drops the ball. He had it and dropped it. And Fisk has a life. Had a pretty easy chance. He was near the railing, but not that near. And I believe he just tried to close the glove before the ball got fully into it. And it's an error. So the count is still 1 ball, 2 strikes to Fisk. And he has another life. Yankee error, which lately has been uncharacteristic of this ball club that has played such tremendous baseball in the last 3 weeks. Guidry ready to pitch to Fisk, and the fans want a strikeout. They start the cheering before he winds up. Here it comes. Inside. Ball 2. All very close to the strike zone, but Fisk let it go by and got the call. 2-2. 2-2 pitch. Line drive foul, third base way. Count hangs at 2 balls, 2 strikes to Pudge fifth. 1 out, nobody on base in the second inning. The few papers that you are able to get around New York, they have one called News World that they put out, and a weekly, which is a rock newspaper, but it has baseball stuff in it. 2-2 pitch. Ball high, 3-2. And such headlines written in one of these papers is Red Sox choke the Boston Massacre by a New York writer. And the Yankees have been very quiet, very careful about their quotes to newsmen about the Red Sox. There's a fly ball to right field. Coming on for it, Reggie Jackson. He's got it. Fisk is out. But careful as they may be, they are starting to make noises like first place ball clubs. And Ed Figueroa said about the Red Sox, he said half of them probably say they can win, and maybe half the guys say, oh no, we have to play them again. And they quoted the George Scott story about hoping it would rain after the first game back in Boston. So the psychological war continues. There's a called strike to Freddie Lynn.
You're lucky to get those papers. The one I got, all it had in it was a picture of the QE2 coming into port and the racing entries at Belmont.
There's a called strike to Lynn, and the count on him is 0-2. Well, the paper was half right for you anyway. Lynn is hitting .290. He's got 2 strikes on him. The pitch. Check swing. It's inside. Heath had started for the dugout. It's ball 1. And Lynn turns around and just to say, hey, kid, don't be so anxious. Freddie has 21 home runs and 70 runs batted in. There are 2 outs in the Red Sox second. Guidry pumps inside again, jackknifing Lynn back. It is 2-2. There's a slider away, and the count jumps full. 3 balls, 2 strikes to Lynn. So he's moved in and out on Fred. Guidry takes a deep breath. Now goes to work, and he walks in. First Red Sox base runner. First base runner of the game. Lynn drawing a walk. In the matter of strikeouts and walks this year, Guidry has fanned 221 counting this game, and has walked now 67, quite a ratio, in the 200 and close to 240 innings that he's worked. Butch Hobson up. He looks inside. An overhand fastball misses. Ball 1. Jerry Kuzman goes for the New York Mets tonight there at Philadelphia. Jim Cott going for the Philadelphia Phils. A chopping foul off the bat of Hobson. Butch batting .247 with 17 home runs, 71 runs batted in. The Oakland A's lead Texas 1-0 after 7 at Arlington. Willie Horton is homered for Toronto in the first inning, his 11th of the year. Toronto went on to get 3 runs, and they lead Jim Palmer 3-0 after 1 inning at Baltimore. Pitch is down low for a ball. Count is 2-1 to Hobson. Two balls, 1 strike. No score in this one. We're in the second inning. Pitched by Guidry. Strike called. Good fastball. 2-2. The Pawtucket Red Sox won a big one last night. They're still in the playoff finals against Richmond. They need to win 2 more, though, at Richmond. And win Remmersklaw goes tonight. Pitch is inside. 3-2 to Hobson. And Guidry is working in tight. We'd heard that Gary Ellenson, the catcher, the fine International League Player of the Year, was hurt. Was hit beamed last night, but he is catching tonight, so it's good news that he's all right. Throw to first, not in time. California will throw Nolan Ryan against the Kansas City Royals, who will counter with Rich Gale. Hobson slips the ground ball to third. Nettles up over to first base with his throw. Hobson is down. So are the Red Sox. And we go to the bottom of the second. No score.
The California Angels traveled to Kansas City Thursday night, and they gave themselves quite a send-off party. No team in the history of Major League Baseball has ever scored more ninth-inning runs than the Angels did against the Texas Rangers Thursday night. The scoreboard at Arlington Stadium stopped at number 9, but California went ahead and scored 13 runs anyway off 5 Ranger pitchers, and all 13 of those runs were unearned. The final total, 16-1, giving the Angels a much-needed boost as they stayed within 3.5 games of the division-leading Royals. Those two teams will take each other on in a 3-game series in Kansas City on Friday night, and we'll be keeping you right up to date on the progress of that baseball game. Don Ossie going for California. He's 10-8, and Rick Gale going for Kansas City. His record is 14-8. Marty Patton possibly maybe going in that game for Kansas City. California manager Jim Fregosi says we didn't have to win all 3, but he said, I definitely feel we need to win 2. He said that would get us to within 2.5 with about 12 games left, and he says anything can happen after that. As to his team's flourish in the 9th, Fregosi could not be more pleased. After all, Texas had won all previous 7 games between the two teams at Arlington Stadium this year. The Angels had moved to within a half a game of Kansas City, but lost 3 straight in Arlington to slip to the brink of elimination in a pennant race. So the California Angels with 13 runs in the 9th inning, a Major League record, to demolish the Texas Rangers on Thursday by the score of 16-1.
Here we go to the bottom of the second inning. Reggie Jackson leading off, having a chat with Carlton Fisk at home play. As Reggie is wont to do, he'll chat with everybody. Jackson back reasonably healthy again and playing tonight in right field. Reggie is hitting .281, 22 home runs, 82 runs batted in. Louis Tiant ready to work to Reg. Throws a strike on the outside corner, taken by Jackson. Outfield is peeled around to right. Jim Rice in left field. Freddie Lynn playing toward right center. Evans straight away and deep in right. Pitch is outside, tailing away, 1 ball, 1 strike. Hobson, the third baseman, is very wide of the bag, playing over toward shortstop. Burleson is cheating well over toward second. Remy is deep and normal at second base. And Yaz is deep at first. The pitch by Tiant. Strike called. Another one that was turned over, it appeared. And the count is 1 ball, 2 strikes. One and 2 to Reggie Jackson, pet and pride of Wyncote, Pennsylvania. Here's the delivery. Swinging strike 3. He was jammed that time. He's out of there. We'll have a station break on the Red Sox radio. Chris Chambliss is the Yankee hitter. First baseman, batting .282, 10 home runs, and 83 runs batted in. He's been getting some big hits in these last 2 or 3 weeks for the Yankees. Another good September hitter. There's a called strike. Left-handed hitter, Chris Chambliss. Louis Sin shows the numbers and throws high. Ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. People here just waiting to explode for something. Something pro-Yankees. Here it comes. Outside, ball 2. The new Yankee Stadium, which will never, no matter how long and how it lasts and what they do here, will never have the aura of the old one. 2-1 pitch. Overhand pitch. Swung on. Missed strike 2. Good breaking ball thrown by Louis. Straight over the top.
I'm kind of glad I had a piece of the old one myself. I like the things that went on there better.
Yeah, right. It was always something special to come in here. Fly ball, center field, straight away. Freddie Lynn is back, and he's got it. Chambliss is out. They're 2 away. Nettles, who almost single-handedly won that game at Detroit last night for New York. He had 2 home runs. He has 25 on the year, 85 runs batted in, and a 30-280 batting average. Power hitter from the left side. Louis' pitch to Greg is outside, ball 1. Roy White kneeling on deck. 1-0 pitch. Change-up, hit on the ground to first, charged by Yaz, picked it up and throws to Louis covering. He almost bobbled it, did for a moment, but stayed right with it, recovered and tossed to Piant, 3-1, and that's the end of the inning. After 2, it's no score.
State officials ignored the pleas of veteran boxing promoters and decided Friday against ordering National Guard troops to the Louisiana Superdome for security at the Muhammad Ali Leon Spinks Heavyweight Championship fight. State Attorney General William Gusty said the plea was the result of a feud between the fight promoters and the troops were not needed. Regular stadium security personnel joined state troopers and city police inside and outside of the Superdome when the fight fans began arriving. According to Gusty, that's just a lot of baloney. I did first speak of all with Governor Edwin Edwards about the National Guard, and all he said was he wasn't going to call out any National Guard because there's no apparent need to do so. Bob Arum, the president of Top Rank Incorporated, made the frantic plea for guardsmen Thursday night after a chaotic weigh-in ceremony that was crashed by 2,000 fans scrambling to see Ali and Spinks in the ballroom of a downtown hotel. As master of ceremonies during the weigh-in, Arum spent much of his time pleading on a microphone for the fans and news photographers and newsmen to back away from a makeshift stage. At one point, Arum announced the weigh-in was canceled, but he relented just seconds later and had sheriff's deputies clear the stage. 45 minutes later, Ali and Spinks had squeezed through the crowd and left the ballroom. But the frantic scene caused a split between the fight's co-promoters, Top Rank, and Louisiana Sports Incorporated.
Tonight's designated hitter for the Red Sox, Bob Bailey, first up against Ron Guidry. 0-0 ball game, top of the third. Bailey, 202 hitter, 4 homers and 9 RBIs. One of his home runs, a big one here. Takes a strike. He hit one deep off the facing of the second deck, way back in left field for his Yankee Stadium homer this year. Guidry works to him and pours it in there for a called strike 2. So Bailey, who's wangled a bunch of walks considering the 2 times he's been up this year, is behind. Inside, ball 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Bailey, who will be platooning as the designated hitter from now on with Brohammer. Dwight Evans on deck. 1-2 pitch. Low, ball 2. Now Guidry is 2-2 with Bailey. Red Sox trying to get out of a hitting dip. Ground ball left side, taken deep at shortstop by Dent. Long throw in time to get Bailey. And Jerry Remy would have had that beaten, but he's about the only one our mother would have. So Bucky Dent, who also played a good series up in Fenway, has his second assist of the night. Dwight Evans moves in. Right fielder hitting .253. 23 home runs, 62 runs batted in. Yankees nothing, Red Sox nothing. Top of the third. Guidry works. And it's a strike called. 0-1. Guidry, who stands not very tall, he's about 6 feet, weighs 155 and throws as if he weighs 200. Strike 2 called on the outside corner. balls, 2 strikes. Left-hander fires, and Evans takes a slow pitch for a ball. During the dark days that the Yankees had this summer, they had a lot of them in June and July. Guidry just kept winning. He was the franchise for most of the year. Still is. Sense of help lately. Everybody, including Catfish Hunter, coming out of the dead to work and pitch well. There was a thrown no pitch to home plate as Evans had backed out. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. Guidry delivers. Fastball outside, 2-2. 2-2 offering to Dewey. 1 on in this, strike 3. Second strikeout for Guidry. Evans is gone. There are 2 outs, and Burleson coming up. Rick grounded out on a good play by Guidry in first play of the game. Guidry leaping high at the mound to get the 1-hopper and throw Burleson out. Last 3 Red Sox losses have been by 1 run. A low-scoring game. Particularly the one 2 nights ago in Cleveland, 2-1. Foul back by Burleson. 1 strike. Tomorrow's game will be on national television, so it'll start at 2:20. Game beginning at 20 minutes past 2 tomorrow for the first pitch. Pitch is inside to Burley, and the count is 1 ball, 1 strike. Now the wind-up and the pitch. High pop-up, foul, out of play. Ball, 2 strikes to Burleson. Oakland's 1-0 lead over Texas is into the 9th inning now at Arlington. Guidry ready with a 1-2 pitch. Here it is. Line drive and a fair ball down into left field. Bounces off the railing. Out to left. Piniella picks it up. Goes towards second. Here comes Burleson. Slides in safe. He's got a double. Rick Burleson with the first hit of the game, lining a double down the left field line. He had to hustle for that double because the ball hit the railing. Otherwise, it goes into the corner. Hit down into the corner. It would have been rolling around out there. It would have been an easy double. And if it got by Piniella, possibility of a triple, but it hit that railing and bounced into shallow left. The first hit Guidry has allowed in the last 11 innings he has pitched. Gave up 2 hits in the first inning at Fenway Park and then pitched 8 hitless innings. There's a ground ball by Remy to the right side. Up with it, Randolph throws Remy out, and that's all for the Red Sox. They get a hit but no runs. Then we go to the bottom of the 3rd. No score.
Ben Crenshaw fired the lowest round of his PGA career Friday, a 63, that earned him a 2-stroke lead over Lou Graham after 2 rounds of the $200,000 Texas Open Golf Tournament. The University of Texas graduate, who opened his career by winning the 1973 Texas Open, rolled in 7 birdies, one of them a 35-footer, to end the day at 12 under 128 after 36 holes on the par 70 Oak Hills Country Club course in San Antonio. Crenshaw sailed the past first-round leader Hubert Green, who posted an even par Friday, to remain at 8 under 132, along with Peter Oosterhuis and crowd favorite Lee Trevino, who rallied to tie Green for 3rd place. Trevino has always been a favorite of fans in San Antonio, a city holding America's 2nd largest number of Mexican Americans. Tom Pertzer was alone at 7 under 133, and 5 others, including defending Texas Open champion Hale Irwin, came in at 6 under 134. The field was trimmed to 71 players with a cut made at even par 140, and among those failing to qualify for the final 2 rounds, Masters champion Gary Player at 143, PGA champion John Mahaffey at 144, and number 2 money winner Andy Bean, winner of 3 1978 tournaments, who finished at 142. Crenshaw made a slight change in his form Friday that helped improve his score from his opening round 65, and it has paid off as he shot a 63 on Friday.
Pretty much a standoff so far. Nothing. Yet Red Sox have one hit, and they have a walk. Well, the Yankees have had nothing so far off Louis Tiant. He's taken down 6 in a row. Well, the Yankees are now accepting mail orders for tickets for the championship series. Right now, they about a month ago did not have that in mind. They are looking forward to that in case they should win the Eastern Division. They're making plans. First man up, Roy White, to face Louis Tiant. Tiant has fanned one in retiring 6 batters in a row. Pitched by Louis, and White, the switch hitter, batting left, takes ball 1. Roy is batting .265 with 8 home runs and 40 runs batted in. Big game at County Stadium tonight. The Minnesota Twins visiting the third-place Milwaukee Brewers. There's a curve snapped over by Tiant for a called strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. Spins around and fires. It's fouled off. One ball, 2 strikes. White bends over at the plate. Tiant throws, and it's fouled off. So it's 1-2. No score here. This pitch is up high to Roy, and the count is 2-2. We have a final, though. Oakland made that 1-run stand up as they beat Texas 1-0. A home run by Del Alston, winning it for Oakland. It came in the 4th inning. Worth was the winning pitcher, and Doyle Alexander a tough luck loser. The pitch to White. Comes toward left field, but here comes Rice, and he's got it. Line drive to Jim Rice in left. 1 out in the Yankee third. Bucky Dent, shortstop, coming up. Dent hitting .255, 4 home runs, 35 runs batted in. Louis Tiant reading the sign. And the Senor delivers, and he snaps one over for a called strike. Louis has been ahead of the batters tonight. 0-1, 1 away. Tiant fires, misses a little bit high with his fastball. Ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Outfield, normal depth and straight away on Dent. Maybe a little bit in on him. There's a soft pitch outside, ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike. Dent, slightly bent at the knees. Pitch to him, he checks his swing and loops it over near second base way, and Remy's back and he's got it. For a minute it looked as though it might get over Remy's head, but he backpedaled from his position into shallow right and made the catch. Dent is out on check swing pop-up. Keith, the catcher, up. Playing in place of Thurman Munson, who's taking another day off after the dizziness and the severe headaches that he suffered out in Detroit. But all the tests proved negative, and Munson was greatly relieved at that. severe headaches, but they don't know what it's from. It's just the after effect of the beating, maybe. Their pitch is high for a ball. And that's all for the Yankees. And 9 in a row taken down by Tiant. Go to the fourth inning, no score.
With small craft warnings in effect, the Italian and United States teams vying for the Little America's Cup had their first encounter Friday in lumpy Long Island Sound waters, with patient Lady the Fourth, Don DeMorello's defender from Connecticut, winning the first bout with the Italian challenger Miss L. Miss L from the Bari Yacht Club broke the rudder post on her port pontoon as she rounded the mark heading into the second windward leg of the race. Olympic sailor Franrico Pavoli, at the helm of the challenger, headed his wounded boat back to harbor. Johnny Rutherford guided his McLaren to a speed of just over 205 miles an hour Friday to capture the pole position for Saturday's 150-mile USAC championship race at the Gould Grand Prix at Cambridge Junction, Michigan. Rutherford nosed out Tom Sneva, who put his Penske outside the front row at a speed of 203.447 miles an hour. Rutherford's pole marked the first time this season on USAC's championship trail that a driver other than Sneva or Danny Ongayas had taken the number one position. Ongayas' car did not arrive in time to qualify, and he'll start in the 20th or last spot on the grid for the $107,000 event. The pole speed was well off the record of 211.392 set by Sneva on the 2-mile oval in July. So Johnny Rutherford on the pole for the USAC race at Cambridge Junction, Michigan.
So far, this one has gone along just about the way people figured it would, with two top pitchers facing each other in a money game. Guidry and Tiant, nothing. One hit for the Red Sox, no hits for the Yankees, one Yankee error, and just about even all the way. Jim Rice coming up in the fourth inning, and to carry it along, Jim Woods.
Thank you, Ned, and money game is right. Rice bounced out on the first pitch to Dent, his first time up. Facing Guidry, second time around. And the young left-hander throws a fastball that tails away outside and high. 1 ball and no strikes. The only hit of the game, authored by Rick Burleson. Rice hits a little dribbler that goes foul. He had a chance to grab it in fair territory, but he didn't. And the count on Rice is a ball and a strike. Red Sox are 0-2 on the trip, dropping the 2 one-run decisions in Cleveland. And knowing full well in their hearts they must turn it around right here. Pirates have taken a 4-0 lead over Montreal, and the New York Mets are leading the Phillies 2-1. Here's the pitch. Ball grounded to third, behind the bag. Long throw to first, in time by a step. Ball took a big high top, and Nettles had to wait for it, and his throw was just in time to get right. Here's Yastrzemski up, one of the 2 strikeout victims. Hung up by Mr. Guidry tonight. Ball examined by Bill Haller. Luciano made one of his more colorful out calls on Rice there. He flagged that right hand around about 4 or 5 times. Talking to Pesky right now. No score, 4th inning. Pretty much straight away in the Yankee outfield as Guidry wheels it in and the ground ball chopped down to Chambliss. He'll play it himself. 2 out. Yastrzemski, first ball hitting, a 2-hopper right down to Chambliss, who gathered it in and easily ran to the bag to retire Yastrzemski. And now Fisk to slide to right his first time up. Ball game is moving right along, my friends. Afternoon baseball the next 2 days. 2:20 tomorrow and 2 o'clock on Sunday. We'll spend 5 nights in Detroit, 4 games. Fastball right down the middle to Fisk for a strike, 0-1. 2 outs, nobody on. Guidry and Tiant almost pitch for pitch with each other. Breaking ball down low, 1 ball, 1 strike. Kind of a haze hanging over the field now, and the moon has disappeared somewhere out of our vision. Gidry brings it to fifth, and a fastball is over but low. And the young left-hander has walked one man tonight, gets behind on fifth, 2 balls and a strike. Far cry right at this stage is the recent series in Boston. There's a strike in the inside corner, 2-2. For the Yankees, almost every day jumped out in front very, very early. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and here they start this again. Every time Gidry gets 2 strikes on a batter, they start building it up for a strikeout. Dick Butler has a top crew here tonight, headed by Bill Haller, to work this all-important series. Here's the pitch to fifth. Rip, foul down the third base side, says Mike Riley. So the count will hold at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Kind of knew that Shylock is out of action, but he's an umpire, and it'd be one of these 2 crews, either headed by Haller or Shylock, in a series of this magnitude. 2 outs, nobody on. We have no score here in the 4th inning. And the base paths have not been burned up much tonight with runners. Again, the build-up as Gidry swings into the motion, and the pitch low for a ball. Full count now, 3-2. Mets got their lead on a home run by a rookie named Norman. Third of the year. 2-1 over the Phillies at the end of 2. 3-2 on fifth. The payoff pitch. Long drive, high, center field. Off toward right center goes Rivers. He's there. He's got it. We go to the bottom of the 4th. 0-0.
The flowery get-well cards tacked upon the barn wall have done little to assuage trainer John Veach's frustration on the eve of the $300,000 Marlboro Cup at Belmont. The race, marking the unprecedented meeting of 2 Triple Crown winners, Affirmed and Seattle Flu, also was to have been the 11th meeting between Affirmed and Aladar, a series which Affirmed leads 7-3. But earlier this week, as Aladar rounded the main track at Belmont during a workout, a tiny bone in his foot snapped under the pressure exerted by the powerful legs of the dark copper colt. And just hours after the workout, Veach noticed Aladar was standing strangely in his stall and had the foot x-rayed, revealing the fracture and crushing all hopes of Aladar's chances of defeating Affirmed again this year. The colt will resume training in December and then ship to Florida before embarking on his 4-year-old campaign. It's not only strangers who sympathize with Aladar's bad luck. Affirmed trainer Las Barrera has been saying all week how terribly he feels about the colt's injury. There's no doubt the race lost a certain amount of distinction when Seattle Flu lost to the fleet but little-known Dr. Patches in the Patterson on September 5th. But the loss of the extra dimension of the rivalry between Affirmed and Aladar has had considerably more impact. With Aladar out of the race, Affirmed has been tabbed as the 8-5 favorite, but those odds are expected to drop by post time.
This program is authorized under broadcasting rights granted by the Boston Red Sox, Mariner Communication, WITS, for the entertainment of our audience. Any publication, rebroadcast, or other use of the descriptions and accounts of this game without being express written consent of the Red Sox is prohibited. Louis retired 9 in a row, so here's Dickie Rivers rolling around again for the second time. Bounced out to Hobson, his first time up. Hobson in at third, right up the edge of the grass. Yastrzemski up a couple of steps at first. Keon into the motion, and the pitch to Rivers. Ripped up the middle, base hit. First hit, the first base runner for the Yankees. So it puts the fleet Rivers aboard, putting pressure on Keon at fifth now. And Willie Randolph, the batter. Grounded to short, his first time up. The Yankee fans are making noise, and a lot of it. Hobson a half a step in front of the bag. Outfield around to the left on Randolph. Good butter, good speed, throw to first, Rivers back. Luciano is right on top of Rivers and Yastrzemski both. He has stepped in behind the bag. out on Randolph. Tiant again. No. And yes, up they had him. They almost had Rivers leaning the wrong way. He got back in there, and now Yastrzemski and Luciano are at it. Gene Michael is the coach at first, but Dick Hauser over at third. Just half an inch more leaning towards second base, and Rivers would have been dead over there on a good pickoff move by Louis. This is baseball, the way it should be. Rivers pushing, doesn't go, pitch out. 1 ball, no strike. For the second consecutive night, Phil Garner has hit a grand slam home run for Pittsburgh. Did it in the first inning. Now the Pirates got their 4th. 1 ball, no strikes on Randolph. In a bit at third is Hobson. Rivers short lead. Pitch to the plate. Down the middle for a strike. 1-1 the count. Toronto still leading Baltimore 3-0 through 4 innings. Nothing on Minnesota-Milwaukee yet. Randolph takes a short walk out of the batter's box off here to the left. Just see the peak of Zimmer's cap poked out of our dugout. There's a much better view of the Yankee dugout. 1 ball, 1 strike. The delivery and a slow twisting pitch is high. 2 balls and a strike. California and Kansas City are underway in their big one out at Royal Stadium in Missouri. The battle here between Rivers, Tiant, and a pretty good hitter up there at the plate in Randolph. Rivers doesn't go in the pitch. Flying left field, big hit. Back-to-back singles by Rivers and Randolph. And Tiant in his first jam of the night. Nobody out. Solidly tagged drive. So Louis, after baffling the Yankees through 3 innings and not allowing a man to get on, has been tagged solidly here in the 4th. And Lou Piniella stands in. Slide to right his first time up. Piniella not yet adjusted. They'll play Piniella almost straight away in the outfield. He was a batting star in the recent series at Fenway. You could say that about a lot of the Yankees, huh? With speed off second. Randolph with more of it off first. And Piniella shortens up and bunts the ball foul back onto the screen for a strike. 0-1. Jackson is the on-deck hitter. Earlier, Oakland defeated Texas 1-0. New baseball flipped out there to Tiant. So we'll see if Bob Lemon, who has a remarkable winning percentage since taking over the reins of this ball club from Billy Martin, will order the bunt once more. Tiant just staring at Sweet Lou. Burlesman creeping in behind Rivers. Here's the pitch. Strike 2 call. Piniella shortened up, didn't offer at it. And Louis is now ahead of the count. No balls and 2 strikes on Lou Piniella. House now. Every place you look, people as far away as the deepest point of the upper deck. They said there were no tickets to be had here tonight, tomorrow, and or Sunday. 2 on, nobody out. Tiant works to Piniella. Ground ball to Hobson. He'll go to Remy. That's 1. On to first. They got a boat. Go to third, and the ball is thrown away, and a run is going to score. 4-3 double play. And then, thought he had a shot at Rivers. Had taken a wide turn at third. Fired the ball wildly to Hobson. It got by him, and Rivers comes racing in with the first run of the ball game to put the Yankees out in front, 1-0. And again, an error for the Red Sox has opened the gate. This time on Yes. The Yankees got a precious run. Bases are empty, 2 men out, and Reggie Jackson up. But he would have had to have a base hit to get Rivers home, and had not been to the throwing error. Remy made a weak off-balance throw, and Yes had to go off the bag and get it and get back on the bag again. And maybe that caused the inaccuracy. Who is to know? Louis works to Jackson, and it's high for a ball. Reggie stuck out his first time up. So the Yankees lead 1-0, and the Red Sox have not led the Yankees at any time in the last 5 meetings. Tion with a soft pitch, and Reggie almost fell down. He was going to use all of his own power to hit that Ephus pitch plumb clean out of here or into the upper deck someplace. And he went staggering down the first baseline after he took a cut. 1 ball, 1 strike. Now Reggie trying to recover his equilibrium here. Finally gets back in the batter's box. Red Sox pitchers, game after game, have had this crumbling defense behind them. Now Fisk has something the matter with him and talks to Hell about it. Now settles back on his haunches once more. The 1-1 pitch to Jackson. The twist, the turn, and again the pitch to the top side. 2 balls and a strike. He's given Reggie a little bit of everything. Playing a doubleheader tonight in Texas. Broberg going for Oakland in the second game, and Comer for Texas. Ball outside. 3-1. 3 balls and a strike on Mr. Reginald Jackson. Louis winding. Fires, and it's low, and he walks it. Tion gives up a walk. And we'll pause for station identification on the Boston Red Sox Radio Network.
This is the American Forces Radio and Television Service.
You're listening to FCN Radio.
Louis has yielded his first walk of the game, and here's Chambliss up. Slides to Lynn, his first time to the plate. But a run is scored. And the Pinstripes are in front 1-0 for Guidry. So the first Jackson got back, and just did. Then he went back with a funny kind of a slide. He almost did the splits down there, and seemingly he might have missed the bag altogether. He might have wound up between his legs the way he got back in there. Chambliss takes the strike, breaking ball right down the middle. 0-1 the count. Now that the run is scored, the crowd is a little quieter. Mets scored again to lead the Phillies 3-1, and Pena has come on for Philadelphia, whoever he might be. The Horacio has come back. Fastball outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. I hardly think it's the Pena that pitched for the A's when I was there, because he had a little age on him then. 1 ball, 1 strike on Chambliss. Jackson, better than average speed, a threat to go. Chambliss takes high and wide. And it is ball 2. 2-1. A struggling inning for Tion. 2 base hits. Then he got the double play ball that he wanted. The throwing error allowed the run to score. And then a base on ball to Jackson. The Yankees have the lead of 1-0. Louis slowly working down to the waist. Throws over and Jackson goes dancing back in. Milwaukee tonight, Erickson goes against Travers, and Minnesota got 3 runs in the first inning against Travers to lead Milwaukee 3-0. Here's the pitch. Down low, ball 3. Now he's behind, 3-1 on Chandler. So perhaps the chink in the defense is up front. The usually accurate Tion here momentarily. Tion works, long drive, deep right center field, way back, and it is gone for a home run. Chambliss hit a Tion pitch 385 feet over the right center field wall, and the Yankees have 3. For Chambliss. So the error and the walk. The little thing continue to plague the Red Sox. Lynn made a desperate leap, trying to get up and over the wall to keep it from getting over, but he fell way too short. And a 3-0 Yankee lead, and 3 is an awful lot to give Guidry, even if it is the 4th inning. Here's Nettles. And he takes low for a ball. Well, he got behind Jackson 3-1 in watching. Got behind Chambliss 3-1 and sent him the fat pitch. And Chris lost it for him. There goes another foul. Way back. Forget this one. It is into the second deck. Craig Nettles just hit one in the second deck. Gone off the bat. 4-0 New York. So these are the driving Yankees. And under a drive they are. Alvin Jackson is coming to the mound. Andy Hassler, 26 home runs for Nettles. Yankee dugout is Bedlam. They're all over Chambliss. They're all over Nettles. Jackson's at the mound with the battery of Fisk and Tion. And Lurie just came apart after the error. Hassler warming up. Told you earlier, Bergmeyer taken to the hospital here, suffering stomach pain. Jackson walks away and they stay with Lurie. 4 hits, 4 runs in this inning. The batter now will be Roy White, who lined out to left in the 3rd inning. Lurie ready to work the another left-hand batter. This one a switch hitter, and he throws a strike to White. 0-1 the count. Scoreboard puts up a ball, but I distinctly saw Haller's hand go up. There is strike 2, according to my count. It is, according to Haller's, too. No balls, 2 strikes. 4 big runs across the plate in this inning. The 4th. Ball outside, and the Yankees used the big inning weapon time and again in a 4-game in Boston last weekend. The 1-2 pitch. Ball just inside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Straight away in the outfield for White as Lurie twists and turns. Delivers outside, ball 3. Tion did not appear in the series in New York, and he was perfect through 3 innings here tonight. But the 4th has been another story. Tremendous home run by Nettles. 3-2 delivery. Walks him. Tion gives up walk number 2. Still another Yankee Bucky Dent stands in. Dent hit a little looping liner to Remy his first time up. The 8th Yankee to come to bat in the inning. Struggling here in the 4th inning with control, with everything. Curveball in and over for a strike. Dent, wide open stance at the plate. Had 7 hits in the Boston series. Drove in about the same number of runs, too. Got the big hit off Eckersley in the Sunday game. Roy way over his head for a ball. He's all over the place now. 1 ball, 1 strike. Short lead by White. Tiant to Dent. Line drive. Face hit down in the left field corner. And it's been touched by a fan down there. White will come into third. Into second base goes Bucky Dent, and that's going to be all for the gallant Tiant. Trimmer is coming to the mound and sends out for Andy Hafler. You're listening to Red Sox baseball from Yankee Stadium in New York.
A couple of notes from the Louisiana Superdome. Sidelights to the Muhammad Ali-Leon Spinks heavyweight fight, which is expected to get underway in about an hour. A beautiful brunette wearing a red gown stripped nude in the middle of the ring prior to that fight. A crowd estimated over 70,000 went wild, whistling and cheering as the young lady, Candy Williams of Los Angeles, first removed her top and then the rest of her outfit, save for a pair of sheer panties. The same incident occurred at the Super Bowl in the Tulane Stadium 4 years ago in New Orleans, so I guess that's part of the show there in New Orleans. The woman simply walked past all the state troopers and security guards around the ring to perform for the crowd. She was in the ring for more than 30 seconds with her top off before she was ushered away. The incident was not seen on the live national television show. Danny Little Red Lopez, stunned by a first-round knockdown, recovered his senses to knock out Juan Malvarez of Argentina at 45 seconds of the second round to retain his WBC featherweight championship. Lopez's one-punch knockout came after Panamanian George Lujan took a unanimous 15-round decision over Texan Alberto de Villa in the first of 3 championship preliminaries to the Spinks Ollie title fight. Victor Galindez of Argentina later defended his WBA light heavyweight title against Mike Rossman of Turnersville, New Jersey, and that bout is in progress right now at New Orleans. So the big one coming up in about an hour in New Orleans.
Well, the story here tonight is building up for the old master Louis Tiant and the brilliant youngster Ron Guidry. All comes apart in the 4th inning. As the Yankees under this magnificent drive, batter and bomb Louis to cover. He goes 3 2/3, 5 runs, 5 hits, walked 2, struck out 1, and he hands the baseball to Andy Hafler. The big left-hander, Hafler has won 2 and lost 4. He has been 1-0 since coming to the Red Sox. He won their first appearance out there in Minnesota. Has not been involved in any decisions. He's had 1 start for them. That was against the Yankees. It did not turn out well. But he's 2-4 on the year and has a 4.24 earned run average. Hafler, 76 innings pitched, given up 106 hits, 38 strikeouts, 32 walks, and has given up just 1 home run. Well, turned out really the error was academic, Jim, because even if Tremsky's throw had not gone wild, they would have still had a runner at third base and 2 outs, then a walk followed, and then a home run. Yeah, I guess you look at it that way now. But the error just seemed to do something to Louis. I don't know.
Yep.
Have to ask him about it or something. All right, here's Mike Heath facing Hafler. Have to wait till the Red Sox get another man on the field. Lynn came into the dugout, and he's just now going out to center field. 2 more men in scoring position here, and the rookie catcher Mike Heath at the plate. 4-0 New York in the bottom of the 4th. Hafler, the big man from Arizona, looks over the right hand hitting Heath. Rips it in, and a funny kind of a swing for a strike. 0-1. Bad pitch. Pirates now leading Montreal 6-0 in Pittsburgh. Hassler works again, and another pitch down and in, and he went after and didn't get strike 2. 2 quick strikes on Heath, and both times he's gone after what appears to be pitches completely out of the strike zone. Hassler works the 2-strike delivery. Way inside, a block by Fisk to save another run. And it hit the batter. Now, wait a minute. Now Heath says he was hit, and Haller says he was not. And Luciano is chasing him back up to the plate. So it'll go as just a ball. And he's arguing about something. Fisk is very slow getting up. Ball hammered into the dirt. Right in on Stanley. Ball is thrown out of play. And a long, long nightmarish half inning for Boston and for New England fans here at Yankee Stadium. Or wherever you might be. After just trying to put too much on that last pitch. He works to Heath. Struck him out swinging, and we go to the 5th inning, but the Yankees now lead 4-0.
A doctor accused of prescribing excessive amounts of amphetamines for the San Diego Chargers football team said Friday that medical care of NFL players should be centralized to prevent drug abuse. Dr. Arnold Mandel, a professor of psychiatry at the University of California at San Diego and former Charger physician, told a news conference that while amphetamines have legitimate medical uses, they have become a vehicle for the production of extraordinary violence in pro football, and many players use them to generate or maintain intensity on the field. Mandel said one player told him the difference between a star and a superstar is the difference between a dose and a superdose. Medical care ought to be centralized, so it's never to a team's advantage for a player to get poor medical care in general, Mandel said. He recommended economic sanctions be imposed against teams who overprescribe stimulants. Mandel said congressional hearings may be necessary to draw attention to the problem of drug abuse among professional athletes. Mandel, author of the book Nightmare Season, was declared guilty last year by the California State Board of Medical Quality Assurance of prescribing excessive amounts of amphetamines to 11 members of the Chargers. That ruling is being appealed in San Diego Superior Court. This case resulted in the National Amphetamine Conference, which is being held this weekend at the University of California Medical School. Mandel and former presidential advisor Peter Bourne are among the speakers at that event in San Francisco.
Into the halfway mark of this one of the Red Sox. So their work more than cut out for them. Guidry shut them out in Boston, and he has them shut out through 4 innings here tonight on just a lone base hit. They had a double by Burleson in the 3rd inning, and he's immediately stranded. Robinson over to Pittsburgh. He's 12th of the year. That's how they got the 6-0 lead. Here's Lynn up now. All 4 runs on Diaz earned. Lynn walked his first time to the plate. Of the game, 4th of the year. They lead Philadelphia 4-1. They've scored in every inning. So the race over there could be tightening a bit tonight. Just inside. Lynn backing out of there in a hurry. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 5th inning. Yankees leading 4-0. Again, they've hit the Red Sox with a big inning. Fastball low, well under the knees. 2 balls, 2 strikes. deck, third base side. Better than 50,000 would appear here tonight after the two meager crowds in Cleveland. It's something to see this one. 2-2 pitch to Lynn. Grounded down to the right side. Randolph goes in the grass, gets it, throws him out. Weekend's coming up, and I know you're going to be doing some drives. Now the batter is Hobson. Hit into a fourth play his first time up. Guidry's still working on a one-hitter. Fastball over, strike call, same pattern. Pawtucket and Richmond are into the last half of the seventh inning. Tied 1-1. Remmer, Schwall, and McLaughlin. Richmond wins, it's all over in the International League. Pawtucket wins, they'll be tied at 3. 1 ball, 1 strike on Hobson. Swings right through a breaking ball. Strike 2. 2 quick strikes on Hobson. Baltimore got a run. They're close within 2 of Toronto. 3-1. Blue Jays. Swinging. Strike 3. First strikeout for Guidry. Puts 2 away and brings up the designated hitter, Bob Bailey. Yankees 4 runs on 5 hits. Boston no runs on 1 hit. Each side has made an error. Bailey lays off a high fastball. 1 ball and no strike. 2 outs, nobody on. Red Sox have had the 2 base runners all night. Little foul, dunked to left. So the count on Bailey evens with a ball and a strike. Tomorrow afternoon at 2:20. Fish Hunter and Mike Torres. The Yankees go off to cover in the second inning in the Boston series, and Mike will be out for revenge tomorrow. Then on Sunday, Tidrow and Eckersley. Low fastball backing Bailey out of there. A little bit in on him, too. 2 balls and a strike. Working in a hurry and in a pattern. Throws a little bit low again. Ball 3. Well, Bailey with a good eye up there now with the count his way of 3-1. Guidry fires it. It's lashed down and diving stop by Nettles, and he throws him out. Greg Nettles, the best defensive player of the night, takes a base hit away from Bailey. And we go to the bottom of the 5th. 4-0 New York.
The United States jumped to a commanding 2-0 lead over Chile Friday by capturing the first 2 singles matches of the American Zone Davis Cup tennis finals in Santiago, Chile. Brian Gottfried and Harold Sullivan polished off Chile's top 2 players, Jaime Theo and Hans Gildmeister, to give the United States an excellent chance to win the playoffs in the remaining 3 matches. Gottfried beat Theo in the opening match 6-4, 7-5, 6-2, and Sullivan overcame Gildmeister 7-5, 3-6, 6-3, 6-1. The United States could clinch the series with a victory in the doubles match Saturday when Gottfried and John McEnroe are pitted against Theo and Belis Perio. The final 2 singles are scheduled Sunday. Gottfried surprised Theo and most of Chile's tennis fans with an easy 3-set victory. American team captain Tony Trabert says that Theo started strong, but Brian picked up his game as the match went on. Gottfried, ranging the entire court, took advantage of Theo's lackluster play throughout the 2-hour and 10-minute match. In the second match, Sullivan hushed a crowd of nearly 8,000 hometown fans by letting Gildmeister commit the errors. Sullivan stayed in the backcourt most of the match, returning the Chileans' 2-handed blast until they crashed into the net. Gildmeister rallied in the second set to take that 6-3, but then he went steadily downhill from that point on in the 2-hour, 37-minute match. Chilean coach Luis Araya said the first day's 2-0 lead by the American team was not in their plan.
Well, Andy Hassler picks up the burden again and goes at Rivers, who started it all with his base hit in the 4th inning. He scored the first run of the ball game on the throwing Here's Hudson. And the big softball fires it in too close to Mickey for a ball. 1-0 the count. Rivers, Randolph, and Pinella. Here in inning number 5. Good breaking ball by Big Andy Hassler for a strike. 1-1 the count. Very jubilant group from Yankee fans right now. If they win, they'll be 2.5 in front. Fastball in tight. 2 balls, 1 strike. California, Kansas City, no score in the second inning. Ryan and Gale. Big softball brings it in, fly ball, left field. Right coming up, and has it to the out, 1 away. Let's pause here for station identification on the Boston Red Sox Radio Network.
This is the American Forces Radio and Television Service.
At 8:28, you're listening to SCN Radio on the Isthmus of Panama.
He's had a 1 for 2 nights. Flanking base hit past Burleson in the 4-run 4th inning. And a breaking ball by Heffler. He's got him at the knees for a strike. 0-1 the count. Randolph out tapping at his spike. Pinella waits on deck. 4-0 New York. Last half of the 5th inning. Goes to work again. The ball came rattling off the glove of Fisk all the way back to the screen. It was way outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. And they're blowing the charge call out here at Yankee Stadium. They want some more. Heffler comes in a little bit high. He should have had the call, but he didn't get it from Mr. Haller. 2 balls and a strike. Tigers are leading Cleveland 1-0 in the 9th inning. Cleveland just had a pitching change. Monty's on. Ball 3 is outside, and it's 3-1. Three balls, 1 strike on Randolph, batting here with an out and nobody on. Pitch. Ball 4 and Heffler walks them in. Pinella now. Lewis slides to left and hit into a double play in the 4th inning. So he'll deal with Heffler now. Heffler just stands out there staring at the baseball. He was high with the last 3 pitches to Randolph. Fleetwood finally gets himself all set down there. Randolph a threat. Now they can do a few more things with this 4-run lead for Guidry than they were doing when they were locked up 0-0 with Tion. Through the 3 perfect innings he threw at the outset of the ball game. Randolph takes off right now, and Heffler hit the screen on the fly. Randolph took off, and if you ever wanted to see a major league wild pitch, Andy Heffler just threw one. It came all the way back to the screen on the fly. That's a little chance Carlton Fisk had for it. Randolph gets a stolen base. There's a runner at second with 1 out, and Fisk is out to talk to Heffler. Fisk has had his say-so with Heffler. say so with Hafler. Now it would appear Crowell is warming up for the Red Sox. Yankees began this drive under Lemon, and they've just not done anything wrong along the way. They've hit in the clutch. They've gotten good pitching. Some Gidry, of course. Some Hunter and Figueroa. Some Gossage and Lyle. And they played magnificent defense. Ball is down low. 2 balls, no strikes. 2-0 on Vanilla. And Reggie is waiting in the wing. Looking back at Randolph, fires a ball down low, ball 3. So he walked Randolph, and he's in danger of walking Piniella, and now they're going to put him on. So this will be the second walk given up by Hafler. 4 overall in the game by Red Sox pitching. Fisk again goes out to talk to Hafler, who will work to the left hand, hitting Reggie Jackson. And he is struck out, and he's walked. Yankees 4, the Red Sox nothing. Last half of the 5th inning. Hafler trying to find his control. Taking a long stare at Jackson. Brings it in and misses inside again for a ball. 1-0 the count. They're starting to build it up again here at the stadium. Randolph off second, Jackson off first. Piniella first, brother. Reggie takes a cut, doesn't get it. 1 ball, 1 strike. Jackson a hitter. Straight away in the Red Sox outfield. Hobson wide of the line at third against Jackson. Reggie just went down on a high tight inside pitch. 2 balls and a strike. And Hafler has really gone wild there in this inning. Probably from lack of work. Again, he takes a peek around at the 2 base runners for the Yankees. Works to Jackson, and the ball hit down to Yastrzemski. He'll go to second with it, and everybody's straight. Yastrzemski's throw pulled Burleson off the bag. We'll wait to see if another error will be charged to Captain Carl. The Yankees have the bases full. For Chris Chambliss. Yeah, took his time. Fielder's choice, error, Yastrzemski. And then seemed to aim the ball so he wouldn't hit the runner. And he threw it too high. Burleson had to go off the bag to get it, and that's when Piniella came in there. Randolph at third, Piniella at second, Jackson on at first. And Chris Chambliss, who homered his last time up on Theon, is the batter. Slide to center in his other appearance. Again, a familiar sight. The bases full of pinstripe Yankees. Here's the pitch, in and over for a strike. 0-1. The Red Sox continue to roll up errors when they play this ball club. One strike on Chambliss. Fastball works and a weak swing by Chris. Strike 2. The end of 2 innings in Minnesota 7, Milwaukee 1. That's got to be bad news for the good burgers. Another pitch way into the dirt and a block by Fisk to prevent a run from scoring. Hassler's all over the place. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Stein and Mueller have both been on for Milwaukee in that one after Travers got knocked out. Well, this score doesn't change. If that one doesn't, Milwaukee would be 5 back. And games and time are running out on everybody. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Chambliss waiting. 3 Yankee runners lead away as Hampler takes the sign from 5th. There's only 1 man out here in the 5th. Hampler backs off, mops his brow. Yankees trying to break it wide open for Goodrich. Hampler works and just missed the outside corner with a fastball. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Chambliss. Everybody as to what the count is. Have it in a big bold letters on the new scoreboard here at Yankee Stadium. Chambliss waiting for the 2-2 pitch. On its way, and a ball hit down to Yastrzemski. He'll go to the plate in time for the out. Fielder's choice, 3-2. And they knock down Randolph at the plate on the 4th out. Bases remain full. And here's the man who almost hit into the upper deck. Greg Nettles. Grounded his first time up and then hit a tremendous home run off tee out of the 4th inning. Piniella at 3rd. Reggie at 2nd. Chambliss on at 1st. And 2 away. Needs another big out to get out of this mess that he's in. With walks and errors. Works to Nettles and a weak swing by Gregg at the left-handed shot. Little wrinkle breaking ball, not much. No balls, 1 strike. Yankees have a comfortable 4-0 lead for their 8th and the top winner in all of baseball, Ron Guidry. Hampler works again, and another swing on a fastball. Strike 2 on Nettles. Fisk limping a little bit as he comes up out of his crouch. Pledge has gotten a couple of racking shots tonight, mainly on pitches, and Nettles thinks there's something the matter with the baseball. And I guess he was right. Heller throws it out and gives Hampler another one. 2 quick strikes on Nettles. Hampler makes a complete circle of the mound. This ball game really rocks along through 3. But it's slowed to a stall here in the 4th and 5th innings. With all the Yankees scoring and all the trouble they've had on the base paths in this inning. Hampler works the 2-strike deal. Little pop-up. Out of the shallow, left center field, and Burleson goes back and gets it to save some runs. We go to the 6th, 4-0 New York.
State officials ignored the pleas of veteran boxing promoters and decided Friday against ordering National Guard troops to the Louisiana Superdome for security at the Muhammad Ali Leon Spinks Heavyweight Championship fight. State Attorney General William Gusty said that the plea was the result of a feud between the fight promoters and the troops were not needed. Regular stadium security personnel joined state troopers and city police inside and outside of the Superdome when the fight fans began arriving. According to Gusty, that's just a lot of baloney. I did first speak of all was Governor Edwin Edwards about the National Guard, and all he said was he wasn't going to call out any National Guard because there's no apparent need to do so. Bob Arum, the president of Top Rank Incorporated, made the frantic plea for guardsmen Thursday night after a chaotic weigh-in ceremony that was crashed by 2,000 fans scrambling to see Ollie and Spinks in the ballroom of a downtown hotel. As master of ceremonies during the weigh-in, Arum spent much of his time pleading on a microphone for the fans and news photographers and newsmen to back away from a makeshift stage. At one point, Arum announced the weigh-in was canceled, but he relented just seconds later and had sheriff's deputies clear the stage. 45 minutes later, Ollie and Spinks had squeezed through the crowd and left the ballroom. But the frantic scene caused a split between the fight's co-promoters, Top Rank, and Louisiana Sports Incorporated.
That contestant will win a December 3rd cruise for two on the fabulous QE2. There's no ship like the Q. Evans was a strikeout victim the first time around. Guidry has struck out 3 and has given up in 1 hit. He's given the Red Sox only 3 hits in the last 14 innings of pitching against them. Evans takes the strike right in at the letters. Tigers shut out Cleveland 1-0 behind Roseman. Evans hits one down to short. Bucky Dent is up and it drops in time. 1 out. So 1 away in the home run inning, and we go to the top of the order, and Rick Burleston is the only hit off Guidry. Will try to win a Valari for Timothy Reardon of Wallingford, Connecticut. Timothy Reardon. Register weekly at your participating Chrysler Plymouth dealer. Not too much time left. Mail your entries to Post Office Box 800 Boston 02117. Cleveland got only 4 hits off Roseman tonight. He's 8 and 10. Pitch is wide for a ball. The loser was Ruschel, 2 and 3. And again, they had 4,000 in Cleveland. Same 4 they had last night, I guess. Ball 2 is a little bit low to the Rooster. 2 balls, no strikes. Different home run inning every night. Low is Guidry for ball 3. 7 cars and 1 cruise. Given away, and they are before too long. Strike on Burleson, taking all the way. It's 3-1. 4-0 New York. We're in the 6th. Burleson takes ball 4, and Guidry has given up his second walk of the night. And the Red Sox have their third base runner. And now Jerry Remy, who's had a couple of home runs, will try to win a 1978 Plymouth Valari for Jimmy Stella of Newton Highlands, Massachusetts. Jimmy Stella, Newton Highlands, Massachusetts. Burleson at first and 1 away, and Wright is on deck. There's a strike threaded perfectly over the inside corner. So Remy, 0-1 the count. A little fly ball that's going to drift out of play down behind third. 2 quick strikes on Jerry Remy. The Yankee Bombs have done it tonight. Chambliss to Nettles. Thus far, yes, anyway. Guidry is a hard man to get anything off of. Ball up a little bit high to Jerry. 1-2 the count. Not only the Red Sox, but everybody else in the league has found out. He worked a bouncer right back to the pitcher. Goes on down to second for 1. No throw to first base. 1-6 on the fourth play. So there's 2 men out. And Jim Rice comes striding up to try to win a car for Joanne Cardello. Joanne Cardello of Everett, Massachusetts. up as White grounded out to Bucky Dent. Young Mike Heath goes out. Watching Goodrich clean off his shoes. Takes the mud out of him. Outfield for Rice, deep straight away. Remy, the runner at first and 2 away. Boston has had 1 runner as far as second. That was Burleson with his double. Guidry to right. Broken bat, swoop, right to second. Randolph got it, and the home run inning ends right now. We'll have another tomorrow. We go to the bottom of the 6th, 4-0 Yankees.
Ben Crenshaw fired the lowest round of his PGA career Friday, a 63, that earned him a 2-stroke lead over Lou Graham after 2 rounds of the $200,000 Texas Open Golf Tournament. The University of Texas graduate, who opened his career by winning the 1973 Texas Open, rolled in 7 birdies, one of them a 35-footer, to end the day at 12 under 128 after 36 holes on the par 70 Oak Hills Country Club course in San Antonio. Crenshaw sailed the past first-round leader Hubert Green, who posted an even par Friday, to remain at 8 under 132, along with Peter Oosterhuis and crowd favorite Lee Trevino, who rallied to tie Green for 3rd place. Trevino has always been a favorite of fans in San Antonio, a city holding America's 2nd largest number of Mexican Americans. Tom Pertzer was alone at 7 under 133, and 5 others, including defending Texas Open champion Hale Irwin, came in at 6 under 134. The field was trimmed to 71 players with a cut made at even par 140, and among those failing to qualify for the final 2 rounds, Masters champion Gary Player at 143, PGA champion John Mahaffey at 144, and number 2 money winner Andy Bean, winner of 3 1978 tournaments, who finished at 142. Crenshaw made a slight change in his form Friday that helped improve his score from his opening round 65, and it has paid off as he shot a 63 on Friday.
Roy White turns around now, designated hitter. Switzer, he'll bat right against Hampler. Lined down and walked so far tonight. Crowd did a lot of hollering and screaming and waving at the television cameras in between innings while we were away. Bouncing ball up the middle. Remy behind second base. Knocks it down. No play. Base hit. Little bounding ball straight up the middle, and Remy got to, but there's no way he's going to make a play anyway. It's the first hit off Hampler. Oh, here come the Yankees again, and Bucky Dent stands in. He's 1 for 2. 6 hits now for New York, and the Red Sox have but 1. Milwaukee is losing 7-1 to the Minnesota Twins early. Dent bunts along first, foul ball. Dent went halfway down and crouched down and covered his ears up. Not knowing whether it was fair or foul, and figuring if it was fair, Phipps was going to be humming a throw right past him. 1 strike on Dent. Lemon going for another run here, trying to get a man in scoring position. Jazz holding the bag against White over at first. Yankees did not get a man on through the first 3 innings. They've had a block up on since that time. They're stranded 5. pitch and sends a foul back to the screen for a strike. 0-1. Hustler. Demands or politely requests, I should say, a new baseball from Bill Haller. Mets are still leading the Phillies 4-1 in the 7th. There at second base. Heath waves at one. Doesn't get it. Strike 2. 2 quick strikes from the rookie, Mike Heath. Mikey Rivers on deck. Hassler rears back, and there's a shot down to Yastrzemski. So takes the play all by himself at first as White moves on over to third. 2 away. Cecil Cooper has hit a home run for Milwaukee. His 11th of the year. There was nobody on. Through 3 innings, the Twins 7 and the Brewers 2. Fisk out to talk to Hassler. Rivers 1 for 3 on the night. But it ignited the 4-run explosion in the 4th inning. Down the line at third and 2 away. Yastrzemski up even with a bag at first and Hobson in at third. Figuring he would not be above Mickey with his speed to try to squeeze the run home. He bangs the ball down to Burleson, who's up and across the first in time for the out. We go to the 7th, 4-0 New York.
It's almost fight time down in New Orleans. Muhammad Ali and Leon Spinks for the World Heavyweight Championship for the WBA. And as we mentioned, they're expected to get into the ring in about 15 or 20 minutes from now. There is no live coverage of this bout or fight coverage of any kind, for that matter, on AFRTS because of worldwide television rights granted to the promoters. In New Orleans, they're calling them ringside seats, but about 198 feet from the center of the Superdome ring. And angry ticket holders straining over the heads and around the television tower do not think that's particularly right. New Yorker Dave Cassell saying that he's disappointed. He said he was preparing to view the Leon Spinks Ali Heavyweight Championship bout from the furthest reaches of the Superdome floor. He said he took out an order on those tickets about 2 months ago, and he says at least we can make out 2 fuzzy images. On the other side of the arena, 4 businessmen from Austin, Texas, looked through steel scaffolding set up for 2 ABC television cameras, and nearly half of the elevated ring was obstructed. When asked if the seats were worth $200, Buddy Dryden replied, "We were just discussing that. The tower makes it rough, but once we got here, there's no turning back." Gary Johnson, one of Dryden's friends, said each person spent $400 to get to the fight, $200 for the airfare and $200 for a ticket. When they told us it was ringside, I expected it to be ringside, Johnson said. There should be a differential between the $200 up there in front and the $200 back here. Many fans will watch the bout from the 19th-story terrace level. That will be at $25 a seat, and I got news for you. Anybody sitting up there will probably need binoculars to take a look and see what's going on. Okay, the New York Yankees and the Boston Red Sox back to Yankee Stadium.
I should say not, Mr. Woods. They have 3 innings to go to try to do something against the left-hander who has just blinded them so far. Yastrzemski rips one foul down the right field line. 1 strike. Carl is 0 for 2. He has struck out and grounded out. Another irony about tonight is that the guy who usually does not make them has made 2 errors. Yastrzemski on throws. No unearned runs, however, for the Yankees. There's a drive hit high toward right field, but not deep. Reggie Jackson in, and Jackson one-hands it for the out. Yastrzemski's out, 1 away, and Fisk coming up. Fisk has flied out twice. Standing in against Guidry. Guidry with the tongue depressor, getting some dirt out between his spikes. And Fisk stands in. 4 runs, 6 hits, 1 error for the Yankees. No runs, 1 hit, 2 errors for the Red Sox. The stats tell the story. Pitch is high and tight to Fisk. Ball 1. One big inning so far has done it. 4 runs off Louis Tiant in the 4th. Pitch is low for a ball. That 4th inning has been a treacherous one for Tiant this year, it seems. A lot of times he's had trouble after pitching well in the front 3. And then gone into the 4th and has had some trouble. The fastball is high to Fisk. Ball 3, 3-0 to Carlson. Guidry has walked a pair and he has struck out 3. Lefty kicks and throws, and Fisk goes for it and pops it foul into the stand. No play for Greg Nettles, about a dozen rows up. So they turn Fisk loose, and it's now 3-1. 3 balls, 1 strike with 1 out. Guidry reads the sign and goes to work. He walks Fisk, gets high. 3rd walk given up by Ron. Red Sox have a runner on with 1 out. Fred Lynn up. He has walked and grounded out. The Yankees have 6 hits. They have only 1 off Andy Hassler, who's pitched well except for some spots of wildness since coming in, but he has settled the Yankees down. Got him out for 2 in the 3rd. Pitch to Lynn. Ground ball, base hit into the right field area. Fisk turns second, then holds there. Reggie Jackson fires in. Randolph had been breaking towards second base, and Lynn hit it, but it wouldn't have mattered because Randolph could not have caught up with that one. So Lynn has the second hit off Guidry. He's at first. Fisk is at second. 1 out. This is the biggest Red Sox move of the night. They had a 2-out double by Burleson in the 3rd, but there were 2 out at the time. So Fisk is at second base. Lynn at first. And Hobson up. He has grounded out and struck out. Guidry coming to the mound. Red Sox down by 4. Guidry works. That is foul back. Strike 1. Big cut by Butch. 0-1. First base. Chandler's playing wide of the bag and deep. Guidry aims outside. Ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike to Hobson. Vanilla very deep in left field. Straight away. Rivers a step toward left center. Butch takes a slider for a strike on the inside corner. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Crouched to the plate. Waiting. Pops the bat high. Here's the pitch to it. Fastball inside. Moves up all the letters by the letters, and it's 2 balls, 2 strikes. A 2-2 count with 1 away. This good lead off second. Pitch. High, ball 3. Full count to Hobson. The on-deck hitter is Bob Bailey. Guidry slows down the pace a little bit. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. A big pitch coming up here. Here it is. Strike 3, swinging. A breaking ball off speed, and Hobson is out. A very key strikeout for Ron Guidry, despite a 4-0 score. Art Fowler is coming out to the mound, the pitching coach for the Yankees. Guidry is standing halfway between the mound and second. And we'll have a station break at this point on the Red Sox Radio Network.
This is the American Forces Radio and Television Service.
At 9:03, you're listening to SCN Radio on the Isthmus of Panama.
back at Yankee Stadium. The Red Sox have 2 runners on the bases, 2 outs in the top of the 7th inning. The Yankees are leading 4-0. Fowler just went out to have a word with Guidry, who, as I mentioned, has been up a little bit with some of his pitches. But he took something off the breaking pitch he served to Hobson, and Bush went for it. Now there are 2 outs, and it's down to Bailey. Bob has grounded out twice, once on a fine play by Nettles at third, going to his left for a ground ball to his knees, and then throwing Bailey out. And Beatles hits one up in the air to center field. Very high, right center field. Rivers there, he's got it, and the threat goes by the board. We go to the bottom of the 7th. Yankees 4, Red Sox nothing.
Phil Garner became the only the 7th player in Major League history and the first one in the National League in 77 years to hit grand slam home runs in back-to-back games. Garner, who hit his first Major League grand slam Thursday night in the Pittsburgh Pirates 7-4 victory over the Cardinals, blasted another in the first inning of the Pirates game with Montreal Friday night. Grand slam homers in consecutive games had occurred 7 previous times in Major League history, with Babe Ruth accomplishing the feat twice. The only other National Leaguer to hit slams in consecutive games, James Sheckard of Brooklyn, back in 1901.
Well, we're going to the Yankee 7th inning, a stretch half here. Freddie Lynn, going to center field, is limping. And he just now has gone over to talk to Dwight Evans, maybe about some help in coverage. Lynn, I don't know, he may have turned something on running out that, going at first base on the single. Now he's going over toward the right center field wall. Time is out. And Lynn is retrieving something and giving it over toward to somebody over the fence there. Something got on the field that was thrown there. But he has a definite limp as he is going over back to his position at center field. Yankees 4, Red Sox nothing, bottom of the 7th. Willie Randolph first up against Andy Hassler. Hassler has worked 2 in the 3rd scoreless innings, giving up 1 hit and 2 walks. Has a strikeout. Randolph up, and he's 1 for 2. Hit on base twice. Pitch is inside, gets away from 5th, ball 1. Randolph grounded out in the 1st. He singled to left field in the 4th, was doubled up a moment later, and then he walked and stole a base in the 5th. But was forced at home plate on a ground ball with the bases loaded. Hassler's fastball is over, called strike. 1 ball, 1 strike to Randolph. Here is the pitch. A breaking ball, called strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The 1-2 offering by Hassler. Ground ball hit to the right side, but picked up by Remy, going to his left, throws Randolph out. Willie just reached out and went with a pitch, and a little bit more steam on it would have gotten it through. But Remy covered it nicely, and there's 1 out in the 7th. Lou Piniella approaching the plate. Sweet Lou has flied out, grounded into a double play, and walked. Louis Tiant rocked along with 3 perfect innings. And then the 4th came, and the Yankees batted around, score 4 runs. That's where they stand right now, 4-0 in the van. The Red Sox have had only 2 hits off Guidry, same as they did last Saturday at Fenway. Hassler works now to Piniella, who swings and fouls it back to the screen. No balls, 1 strike. Is inside a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. The Yankees getting some work in the bullpen. Left and right-handed action. Ron Davis is the right-hander. And the pitch is rifled deep toward left field. Rice goes back, and Jim Rice has it on the warning path in front of the wall. Line drive by Piniella. Caught by Rice deep. There are 2 Yankee outs. Reggie Jackson is up. There are 2 Yankee outs in the 7th. Jackson is the batter. Jackson is 0 for 2. And Hassler fires to him and gets it over, called strike. Hassler stepping into the breach nicely tonight. In spite of one wild inning, they haven't tagged him around. They've had trouble with him. There's a big swing and a foul back by Jackson. Count is 0-2. The paid attendance, 54,901. 1,982,705 for the Yankees so far this year. Haven't quite reached the million mark, but they will tomorrow. Here's the pitch. Swinging, strike 3. Jackson's out on a curveball, and that's all for the Yankees in the 7th. They go down in order. After 7 innings, Yankees 4, Red Sox nothing.
With small craft warnings in effect, the Italian and United States teams vying for the Little America's Cup had their first encounter Friday in lumpy Long Island Sound waters, with patient Lady the Fourth, Don DeMorro's defender from Connecticut, winning the first bout with the Italian challenger Miss L. Miss L from the Bari Yacht Club broke the rudder post on her port pontoon as she rounded the mark heading into the second windward leg of the race. Olympic sailor Franrico Povoli, at the helm of the Challenger, headed his wounded boat back to harbor. Johnny Rutherford guided his McLaren to a speed of just over 205 miles an hour Friday to capture the pole position for Saturday's 150-mile USAC Championship race at the Gould Grand Prix at Cambridge Junction, Michigan. Rutherford nosed out Tom Spiva, who put his Penske outside the front row at a speed of 203.447 miles an hour. Rutherford's pole marked the first time this season on USAC's championship trail that a driver other than Spiva or Danny Ongayas had taken the number 1 position. Ongayas' car did not arrive in time to qualify, and he'll start in the 20th or last spot on the grid for the $107,000 event. The pole speed was well off the record of 211.392 set by Spiva on the 2-mile oval in July. So Johnny Rutherford on the pole for the USAC race at Cambridge Junction, Michigan.
The Pawtucket Red Sox beat Richmond and evened their series at 3 games apiece, a deciding one tomorrow. The final score was 4-2, and Win Remershaw, with a help spell, a home run from Buddy Hunter, got the win. Evans cracked the ground ball to third, charged by Nettles. Goes over to first on 1 pitch. Dwight Evans is out as we open the 8th inning. Paul Blair is playing center field now for the New York Yankees. A move that Bob Lemon makes most of the time in games they're ahead, and they want some weather out there in center. Blair, who has been one of the best center fielders in the league for many years with Baltimore, is playing center field and batting in the leadoff spot held by Rivers. 1 out. Red Sox trailing 4-0 to Ron Guidry. He's trying to shut them out for the second straight time. Carlson is up. He has one of the 2 hits that Guidry has allowed. A 2-out double to left in the 3rd. And the Rooster takes high for a ball. Now the pitch. There's a drive towards short. 1 hopper to Dent. Going to his left. Back to the bag. Throws Burleson out. 2 down quickly. Guidry has just been masterful again. What can you say about him? There's a chance that he not only is a shoo-in for the Cy Young Award this year in the American League, but I wouldn't be surprised if he gets some votes for most valuable player. It would be kind of a shame for a guy like Jim Rice, who carried so much weight in the Red Sox attack this year, but you can't fault what Guidry has been to this Yankee ball club. Without him, they're not in first place. The pitch is outside, a ball to Jerry Rennie. 1-0 delivery. Little fly ball back of shortstop. Dent ranges over. He's got it. The 1-2-3 inning for Ron Guidry. We go to the bottom of the 8th. 4-0 New York.
Okay, they're in the ring at New Orleans, Muhammad Ali and Leon Spinks, and the opening round expected to get underway momentarily. In an earlier match, lightly regarded Mike Rossman, the self-proclaimed Jewish bomber, scored one of the major upsets in recent boxing history when he stopped Victor Galindez with a 13th round TKO to capture the WBA light heavyweight championship. The end came at 55 seconds of the 13th round when Rossman knocked Galindez with a left-right combination, and the Panamanian referee stepped in to stop the action. Rossman, a Turnersville, New Jersey native who fights out of New York, leaped into the air, and Galindez nodded his head in approval that he was a beaten man. There were tears rolling down Rossman's face as he saluted the fans among the crowd of nearly 80,000 at the Superdome. But the big show is getting underway right now. Actually, I was a bit ahead of myself. I said that they are in the ring. They are now approaching the ring. Muhammad Ali and Leon Spinks, under an escort of several police officers and their entourage, making their way toward the ring. And that's going to be a long walk from the dressing room to the ring at the Superdome. But of course, they'll be getting in the ring shortly, and the fight would be getting underway probably in the next 5 minutes or so. Now, of course, because of worldwide television rights, we are unable to broadcast any of the description of the bout, but we will certainly keep you up to date at the end of each round as to how that championship bout is progressing.
Andy Hassler didn't have time to put on his jacket or get a drink of water before coming right on out to the mound again as the Red Sox went quickly in order in the 7th. We're in the bottom of the 8th. Yankees 4, Red Sox nothing, and Chris Chambliss is up. 1 for 3, and what a shot it was. A 2-run homer off Keon in the 4th. An important shot. Chambliss takes outside, ball 1. That was followed by a longer shot by Nettles that almost made the upper deck in right. Hit off the facing for a back-to-back home run. And that has been the scoring, along with another run that inning. Ground ball, right side, foul. Slapped down by Gene Michaels, playing first base. Coaching at first base. Dick Hauser, the third base coach for New York for so many years. Count is 1-1 to Chris Chambliss. Looks in. Big guy goes to work and curves Chambliss, swinging strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Yankee Red Sox with one more shot at Guidry will have Rice, Yastrzemski, and Fisk due up in the 9th inning. The 1-2 pitch. Foul back. A ball and 2 strikes to Fisk. Nettles on deck. Ball and 2 strikes to Chambliss. This looks a little shaken up on that, but not quite. Here's the pitch. Strike 3, swinging. And Hassler has got his 3rd strikeout. Chambliss is down. Here is Nettles. He has a home run in 3 times. His 26th of the year. It was number 11 for Chambliss. Red Sox are being out-hit 6-2. They have made 2 errors. The Yankees have made 1. And Hassler stares in for the sign, nods the head, and goes to work on Nettles. Curves him, strike 1, swinging. On a good breaking pitch here of late. They had Bill Lee throwing in the bullpen, the inning that Hassler was wild, the 5th, but Sandy got out of it. High fly ball, center field. Late break by Lynn, but it's Rice's to get, and he gets it in left center shallow. Lynn having a little trouble running out there. A tender ankle or foot or whatever. Now there are 2 Yankees down in the 8th inning, and the batter is Roy White. White has 1 hit, 2 times up, an infield single in the 6th. And that has been the only hit that Hassler has given up. White stands in, 1 for 2. Hassler winds, throws. feel pretty. So Dez up. He has doubled him 3 times. Roy White at second, 2 out. Evans did a quick job of cutting that ball off before it got to the wall, but White was in easily at second base. The Yankees now have 2 home runs and 2 doubles in their bag of 7 hits. Bucky dead up, runner at second, 2 out. Hassler looks back to second and throws. It's a strike call. In by Andy. The pitch. Fastball gets by Fisk. White going to third base. Fisk holds on to the ball and will be charged with a pass ball. Pass ball charged to Carlton Fisk, allowing White to go to third. Now the Yankees have a runner at third with 2 out and a count of 1-1 to Dent. With a runner at third. Pauses, pitches, misses inside. 2-1 to Bucky. Yankees 4, Red Sox nothing. We're in the 8th inning. Dent has some timely hits against the Red Sox at Fenway, and he takes a strike this time to put him 2-2 with Hassler. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Now the look in. Hassler comes to the belt. Comes in with a pitch and is hit on the ground to first. Yaz has it. Will run to the bag and he beats Dent for the final out. No runs. So we go to the 9th inning, 4-0 New York.
The flowery get well cards tacked upon the barn wall have done little to assuage trainer John Veach's frustration on the eve of the $300,000 Marlboro Cup at Belmont. The race, marking the unprecedented meeting of 2 Triple Crown winners, Affirmed and Seattle Flu, also was to have been the 11th meeting between Affirmed and Aladar, a series which Affirmed leads 7-3. But earlier this week, as Aladar rounded the main track at Belmont during a workout, a tiny bone in his foot snapped under the pressure exerted by the powerful legs of the dark copper colt. And just hours after the workout, Veach noticed Aladar was standing strangely in his stall and had the foot x-rayed, revealing the fracture and crushing all hopes of Aladar's chances of defeating Affirmed again this year. The colt will resume training in December and then shipped to Florida before embarking on his 4-year-old campaign. It's not only strangers who sympathize with Aladar's bad luck. Affirmed trainer Las Barrera has been saying all week how terribly he feels about the colt's injury. There's no doubt the Rays lost a certain amount of distinction when Seattle Flu lost to the fleet but little-known Dr. Patches in the Patterson on September 5th. But the loss of the extra dimension of the rivalry between Affirmed and Aladar has had considerably more impact. With Aladar out of the race, Affirmed has been tabbed as the 8-5 favorite, but those odds are expected to drop by post time.
So it's down to the 9th inning, and the Red Sox trail by 4. They've had just 2 hits off Ron Guidry, who is 3 outs away from his 8th shutout of the year and his 2nd straight shutout of the Red Sox. And also, of course, his 22nd victory against only 2 defeats. It'll be Rice, Yastrzemski, and Fisk. Teams were even after 3, and then the Yankees got 4 in the 4th, and that's been it. Good job of long relief by Andy Hassler, but so far the horse had gone away from the barn. Jim Rice is 0 for 3 and has not had the ball out of the infield. He's grounded out twice and now they're starting to set off fireworks. Here's the pitch to Rice. He cracked it foul back out of play, upper deck. Rice, then Yastrzemski, and then Carlton Fisk. wide, and he's behind 0-2. Two-strike applause for Kidney. He delivers, and it's low to right. It's ball one. Ron has only had 4 strikeouts in this ball game. He has gotten Hobson twice. He has walked 3. Pitching to right, foul back. Jim staying alive. The count remains 1 ball, 2 strikes. A lot of the fans down in the box seats behind third and first have left the park or else are waiting to leave, standing around the runways and trying to beat the crush to the subways, wherever they're going, parking lot. There's a foul ball out of play. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Crowd of over 54,000, almost 55,000 here, just 99 short of 55,000. Rice and Guidry with a battle, 1-on-1, and it's 1 ball, 2 strikes to Jim. Ron Guidry fires to Rice, foul back. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Pirates leading big. The Phillies are trailing. If that goes on that way, the Phillies lead will be down to 3 games over Pittsburgh. Rice fouls the 6th one back. And he is fighting off some good pitches by Guidry. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Outfield straight away on Rice. Left fielder Piniella deep. Guidry tries again. Strike 3 swinging. Rice is out. Ball is dropped by Heath, but he goes to first, and Rice is just going back to the dugout. Jim Rice strikes out. That's number 5 for Guidry. Carl Yastrzemski is 0 for 3. He has struck out, grounded out, and flied to right. What a pitcher, Mr. Guidry. But then the Red Sox had trouble against David Clyde in Cleveland, the left-hander. And, of course, last night, Mike Paxton had a perfect game in the 5th inning. The bats are silent. Yes, taps one over the middle on the ground, backhanded by Randolph. Goes to first, makes a good play. Yastrzemski's out. Willie Randolph going to his right, backhanding the ball near the bag, and planting that right foot and making a strong throw. Yastrzemski's out. There are 2 away. They're starting to shout and yell here at the stadium. 2 down, nobody on, no threat riding at all, and Carlton Fisk coming up. Fisk has flied out twice and walked, and they are up and cheering Guidry. Everybody standing ovation. Yankee fans to this marvelous left-hander who's had the year of years in the American League. And is still having it. Fisk stands in. Guidry winds and throws, and Carlton takes strike 1. Yankees 1 out away from becoming bigger leaders in the American League East. Fisk stands in. They're up and hollering here at the stadium. Guidry winds and fires. Fastball inside the Fisk, jackknifing him back, ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Catfish Hunter goes for the Yankees tomorrow. Game time tomorrow, 20 minutes past 2, 2:20. And Mike Perez will go for Boston. Guidry with a 1-1 pitch. Inside, ball 2, 2-1. Two balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Guidry stares in for the side. The live left-hander fires and is fouled back by Fisk. And the 2-strike stand will begin again. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Red Sox completely immobilized by the flaming left arm of Ron Guidry tonight. Deep breath for Guidry. Smith leans in. The windup. The pitch. Outside, ball 3. So now it's a 3-2 count. Red Lynn on deck. Guidry with a payoff pitch to Carlton Fisk. Line drive, foul down the left field line. He caught it good, but foul. So the count remains 3 balls, 2 strikes. Yankees leading 4-0 in the 9th inning. 2 outs and a 3-2 count to Fisk. Guidry winds, he throws, and it's rammed to shortstop. Dent comes up with it, goes to first. The game's over. Guidry wins his 22nd and shuts out the Red Sox for the second time in a week. In the 9th inning, the Red Sox go 3 up and 3 down. Final score, Yankees 4 and Red Sox nothing. We'll wrap it up in a moment.
So the Boston Red Sox going head-to-head against the New York Yankees with an opportunity to try and cut down on that 1.5 lead. Failed in the first time as the Yankees have defeated the Red Sox in Game 1 of this 3-game weekend series. New York is now 89 and 57, and Boston drops to 87 wins and 60 losses. 2.5 games separating the two teams in the American League East. There's